I know that we just had last episode, but this episode we're actually going to be going on a trip. What fucking menu is it? It's so confusing. There it is.
Oh, I get your joke now. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just gonna roll with it. Let you have your fun.
Load. October 2014. That was a noise. That was interesting. What's going on there?
That was a bit unsettling.
Who do we think this is?
Carl?
Maybe? You want to re-narrate it?
Yeah, because I'm wondering if this is... No, because this... Well... Yeah, because... Well, okay.
Because Jeremy's his dealer.
Okay. I let the sugar cube roll around on my tongue, realizing how gross sugar really is without anything to go with it. Or maybe it's just the LSD. Does acid taste like anything? I guess the cube is a little bit bitter. Sort of. I look over at Jeremy, whose mouth is open, and I can see the sugar cube bounce around on his tongue. Are you sure there's anything in this? I don't taste it.
It doesn't taste like anything.
I let the cube clack against my teeth a few times before it breaks up and starts dissolving a lot faster. No turning back now. I tap my hoof against the messy floor, making the bed I'm sitting on squeak. Jeremy grins at me.
Dude, relax. Remember, good vibes. Otherwise you're gonna trip bad.
I don't think this room is the room I want to be tripping in.
There might be something rusty.
Him saying that only makes me more nervous, and I put my face in my paws. Shit, man, I shouldn't have done this. Can I throw it up? He laughs at me, but at this point I'm so nervous I can't be mad at him. In a way, I'm latching onto him for guidance because I know he's done this before.
No, you can't throw it up. Remember, good vibes. This is about discovering yourself.
Well, this really is about a trip. I thought it was like...
Yeah.
I thought you were just making a joke and to be like about a trip.
Well, I was making a joke because I didn't know. I don't know what happens in these stories.
Well, you were dead on.
I figured they were going on a trip, but no, they are going on a trip.
Couldn't we at least have done this outside? This isn't exactly my idea of a place I would want to find myself in. That's what I'm saying. It's all gross in here. I glance around Jeremy's trailer and wrinkle my nose. Now, my room isn't spotless, but Jeremy's place is downright nasty. Underneath the smell of pot is a layer of mold and rotting food. The light is a sickly yellow that turns everything in this 70s-ass trailer into a piss-stained color. The walls are paneled wood with missing parts, and it's hard to see through the plates, bottles, and used tissues. Gross. The orange shag carpet underneath. The orange shag carpet? That's kind of cool, actually. Very 70s.
Nah, I don't want that bitch cop finding us. She's already got it out for me.
He lays back on the bed, looking at the ceiling, one of his giant ears folding under his head. He lifts his head back up to swat it back into position.
You're over your whole anxiety stuff, right? I told you this ain't like pot. It's not something you can fuck around with.
Well, you saying shit like that is really helping. I try to keep my voice steady. He watches me for a while, then nods to his shitty TV.
You want to watch something while it sets in? Might help you relax.
It does sound like a good idea, but still I'm not so sure. Wasn't I doing this to discover myself? Now that I think about it, I'm not really sure why I decided to do this in the first place. Maybe to figure out why I'm so goddamn broken. He takes my silence as a yes, though, and goes over to the splintered shelf to pull out a VHS. His TV is so fucking old, it's got a VHS player built into it.
You're about to find out that you're a hard-boiled cop with nothing to lose. This cartoon got me through a lot of tough times as a kid.
Starts playing Cruel Angel's Thesis. It's like an Evangelion.
He's just like hardcore into Bluey.
Maybe. I saw some Bluey recently because I was amongst my family who has children, and I sat and it was very cute. Me and my sister sat there and just kind of watched it with the little toddler. He turns on the TV and sticks it in. I watch the white play letters appear over the blue screen before it flickers to a faded out picture of a pink feline thing in a diaper. What are we watching now? Distorted music crackles out of the TV's tiny speakers as the cat starts talking to us in a high-pitched whine. I frown. This is just creepy.
Nah, that's just because I've played it way too many times. Just watch and try to relax. Oh, bye, Jeremy.
Jeremy comes back to the bed and I lean back against the wall, while Jeremy curls up next to the pillow. I'm not totally sure what the show is about since the TV is kind of quiet and the audio is all fucked up. All I can figure out is that the cat thing and his baby bird friend are trying to make something... a cake, I think, but they're making a huge mess. It's like Baby Looney Tunes. This might be Baby Looney Tunes.
I don't know. There's a cat and a bird.
I don't know. It's pink, though.
I'm just thinking of Cat Face. By Weeble.
What the f...
Cat face, he's got a real cat face. He's got the body of a cat and the face of a cat. And he floats through the air because he's got a cat face. Cat face. It's so stupid.
I don't know what that is, but I like it.
It's like half sincere, half a parody of children's cartoons, kind of, by the same guy that did like Badger. Like all those earlier Flash cartoons. It's in my head still remember the fucking theme song to the kind of joking I can't tell children's show thing.
Man, every once in a while I get like some song from something and I'm like, man, that was a banger.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
Popey popo.
Not that one. That one's scary.
That is a weirdly anxiety inducing show.
It feels like one of those shows that might be fun to make fun of with Leo or something. Or Chase. He always laughs at the stupid shit I say.
Which is everything I say.
The kitchen they're in is a bright pink that almost stings my eyes. I'm not sure if it's because of the distortion or if it was like that originally. It starts to hurt a lot, so I look up at the ceiling. Notice a whole bunch of holes in it. There's one part with wires hanging out and pipes inside. Suddenly I'm really wishing I'm not here. I start to grip the bed sheets because things are feeling really light. My body feels light, like a cloud, and now I know it's starting. I try to relax because that's what Jeremy said I should do, but now the ceiling is starting to move. The pattern is starting to swirl around that hole, like it's a whirlpool. No, like it's a black hole. I don't know what to think. It is kind of cool to watch, but feeling that I'm not connected to anything isn't really fun, and it's actually kind of scaring me. I still feel like I'm floating up towards that black hole, like it's sucking me in. I jolt and take a breath that sounds sloppy, because I'm drooling down my chin, and I whip my head around to look at Jeremy. He's staring at his paw, and he looks up and grins at me.
You alright?
I just stare at him. How long has it been? It's like I just jumped an eon between the time I was staring at that black hole to now. He skipped it.
Nope.
As I'm staring at Jeremy's face. His eyes are bright white, like marbles burning into me. I try to breathe normally, try not to freak out.
Hey, watch the TV. It's alright. If it gets too bad, you can just pull out one of your joints. Oh,
Yeah,
like,
were you thinking like he's gonna pull out like his
rip out his finger or something? I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
What a fucked up thing to say to someone who's on acid.
Oh.
I saw you.
If you get too high, just start like breaking your hand or something.
No, I looked up and I saw your face as you read that, and I was like, he thinks he's talking about body parts.
It just took me a moment. I'm just like, it's like weirdly horrifying.
You could just pull out your eyeballs if it gets too rough. I turn my eyes to the TV and I see that pink tiger guy again. He's pointing at the oven, talking to the bird. It's a green bird, and for some reason the orange on his wings keeps slipping off, like those feathers are a jacket that he can't keep on. I'm still not completely sure about what's going on, but now I think I'm starting to realize. The tiger wants the bird to get in the oven, to clean it, because there's shit in between the grating, stuff that needs to be cleaned off because they don't have anything to put the cake on before they put it in the oven. So the oven needs to be super clean.
And then they put the baby in the oven.
But the tiger doesn't really care if the oven is clean. He's gonna shut the door as soon as the bird gets inside. He's gonna turn it all the way up to 500 degrees and cook the bird alive. Suddenly, I'm fucking pissed. Jeremy made me watch this shit to freak me out. He didn't really want me to calm down. He wanted me to lose my mind watching this cartoon horror show. I look over at him and glare. What the fuck is this?
Huh?
He doesn't even look up from his paw. What else is he planning? If he was willing to be this cruel to me, what else is he going to do? Suddenly, I'm really scared and breathing hard. I stand up quick, and that's when he finally looks up at me.
Carl?
Dude, just leave me alone.
Carl, what are you seeing?
Stop it. I turn away and stumble to the door.
Carl, whatever it is, it's not real.
He sounds distracted, like he doesn't care. He doesn't even get up off the bed to follow me, which is just fine. I stumble out and gasp as the cool air hits my lungs. It feels good, because I'm leaving behind whatever bad shit is inside Jeremy's trailer, inside that black hole. And now, suddenly, I just feel sad and lonely.
This is what it looks like outside? What the fuck? Why does it look like this?
I don't know.
I've never seen a trailer look like that.
Well, it's like the outside. It's like it looks like one of those portables, like the trailers that are kind of like homes.
Yeah, like those temporary classrooms, but with all the walls ripped
Yeah,
off.
yeah, all the
Like,
outside
I'm
walls
like,
ripped off.
Yeah, like, why is it like that?
Why the fuck did I hang out with Jeremy? I stand there for a second, looking around, and that's when I realize I don't even know where I am. It's dark and there aren't any lights on the streets. How the hell am I supposed to get home? Leo can help me. I don't know. I don't know. Just thinking about him fills me with a warm feeling. Like back when I was 17 and Dad just told me he'd pay for everything. Wow, I wish I had that. Oh my gosh. The warm feeling of someone telling you they'll pay for everything. I wish I could feel that like right now.
The eternal goal of being Carl.
That sounds so nice. I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. I stare at it, and I stare and stare and stare, because I don't even know what to push. The little apps keep swirling around like the black hole. I've always heard that, like...
They're only going in circles.
I haven't had experience with LSD specifically, but I have heard looking at your phone is a bad idea. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror is a bad idea, and looking at yourself in the phone, or looking at yourself, or looking at a phone is a bad idea. People usually don't have a good time when they do that. I shut my eyes and then push where I know the phone app is supposed to be. I open them again and see the keypad, and I blow out a sigh of relief. But then as soon as I push the first number, all the numbers change. I frown and push the next number, but the numbers change right before I hit it, and I spend the next 10 minutes, 20, 80, 2 hours trying to figure it out, but it's no use. I keep shaking my phone and swearing, like that's gonna help. I finally give up and stumble to my car.
No.
Trying to keep my breathing under control because I'm on the verge of a panic attack, and I have a feeling that's gonna be way worse than the one I had at school. For a while, I sit there in the seat in the dark and stare out through the windshield. I see the beginnings of swirls and whirlpools again, so I look down at my hands, and that's when I see the fur shifting around too. I close my eyes and just think about how nice the cool leather feels against my thighs. It's the drug. It's the LSD. I'm having a bad trip. I know this, but just knowing that still scares me. At that moment, I hear and feel something run past the window, then bounce over the hood of my car. I whip my head up and stare into the blackness and feel my throat close up. Please. I say it to no one, but everyone at the same time. It comes out strangled and whiny because I'm about to start crying. Home. I need to get home.
No. No.
I turn on my car, but I'm not really sure where I'm at. GPS. That'll help.
The specific thing we know about Carl is that he doesn't drive because he was in an accident that totaled his car.
Yeah. I lean down towards the console, trying to find the right button. Again, things are moving around, and the bright blue LED lights are blurring and leaving long trails in my vision. I have to close my eyes again and stab at different buttons, scaring the shit out of myself when music starts blaring. Psychedelic rock is a lot less fun now. That thing is out there, and I don't want to attract it with noise. I manage to turn the music off, and what seems like an eternity later I hear the words I've been looking for.
State your destination.
Home! I almost sob it out, leaning back in the seat and covering my face, sighing with relief.
Navigating to Pueblo. You should reach your destination in 3 hours and 32 minutes.
Wow, that's a long drive. My eyes fly open. No! I struggle to remember the stupid name I gave it. No! Fat ass! For some reason, it's only hitting me now how stupid that name is, how unfunny and immature it is, how I've been so lazy that I haven't taken the time to change the name of my stupid GPS that I named 5 years ago.
No.
Again, I feel the bony skeletal thing rush by my passenger window, dragging its fingers along the... along the glass. Badass! Navigate home!
Navigating to the University of Pueblo.
No!
You should reach your destination in 3 hours and 39 minutes.
No! I slam my fist into the console. I'm about ready to run out of the car, into the darkness screaming for help. Not just because I'm scared, but because sitting still is almost as bad as being lost. I need to move. My legs are bouncing up and down, hitting the steering wheel, and it feels like I'm peeing my pants. I take a few deep breaths. I can do this. Just need to calm down. Fat ass.
Stupid. Immature. Yes?
I pause because I know it's not supposed to do that. Or is it? I try to remember what I was going to say.
Yes?
The tone is different. Taunting. Go back one, Keith. Like it knows that it's fucking with me. It doesn't wait for me to say anything.
Navigating to the thing. You have arrived. Your destination is on your left.
I cower in my seat because I can feel it standing right next to me, outside the window, staring in at me through the glass. I cover my face with my paws, and I can feel tears leaking through my fingers. I stay like that for a long time. Hours stretch into weeks, stretch into months, stretch into infinity, and I fall back into the black hole. It stretches my mind, starts pulling it apart along with the rest of my body. I start to give in, start to give up.
Navigating home. You should reach your destination in 3 minutes.
Slowly, I bring my paws down from my face. The clock says 2:23. If that's right, it's been 2 hours since I ate that sugar cube. I look out the window and see that the light is still out in Jeremy's trailer. I wonder if he's going through the same thing as me.
No. Same drug, but no.
Yeah.
I think he's just vibing.
But I'm calm now because I know why the GPS was freaking out earlier. It was stupid of me to lose my shit like that. Especially now that I know that Chase is in the car home from spring break. What? He's been fucking with me, trying to get me to go to Pueblo with him. I remind him that I'm tripping the fuck out, and that messing with me in any way isn't a good idea. I look around and can't see him, but that's okay. It's just nice that he's here. Oh, he's tripping. I put the car in drive and pull onto the road. Start driving where the GPS is telling me to go.
We don't want people in this period of time, because this is late enough that Carl has been to Pueblo and then come back. So this is one of the most recent stories we've had so far.
Yeah.
This is not a good time period to think Chase is around. Like that's a specific bad.
Yeah, it's a specific bad, but also I imagine it's like freaking Carl out to have the GPS doing its normal job, being like, oh, you're going home to Pueblo, and it's just like a reminder of your failures. Like, yeah. Carl has a guilt complex about this anyway, and so the GPS, like,
he never changed his home coordinate.
Yeah. I'm chill now, but I still feel like something's following me. It makes me feel better that Chase is telling me about school, about how much he misses me. I think I feel him caress one of my horns, which is okay because it feels nice. My car rolls along down the road, and over time, things start to blur together. Again, time stretches and distorts, but it's okay, because Chase is talking to me, and then his tone gets more urgent. He's trying to warn me about something. I frown, dread starting to roil in my gut again. What now? I think about looking into my rearview mirror. I don't want to, but I do, and as soon as I do, I'm screaming, red, bony, with black hole for eyes. Then something grabs my neck. I let out a long, strangled moan of horror, and my hoof slams the gas. That moment stretches, distorts, alters, and changes, just like the VHS Jeremy had shown me that lifetime ago. I go back and forth. I repeat in loop, the thing killing me forever. I'm lifted out of my seat and my head slams into something, sending white light flashing through my eyes. An explosion hits me in the stomach and chest, and now I can't breathe.
Like, seriously, he slammed into the windshield, I think is what happened in this, from what we know already, but his big, dumb horns head saved him. And then now probably the airbag went off and slammed him back into the seat. Because he probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Probably not. Little hard pebbles hit the back of my head as what sounds like sand being poured onto paper echoes in my ears. Slowly I sag back, down into my seat, and my vision is full of white, a balloon pushing out of the steering wheel. On that white are little dark red spots that keep popping up in different spots. I cough, and then there are a million of them. I stare at them, confused, and they start to dance around in whirlpool. I crash the car, I realize, and I also realize that I've killed Chase. He'd been sitting in the car with me, trusted me with driving, and he'd hit the windshield without the horns and skull to protect him. I start sobbing. Liquids run down my face. Tears, maybe snot, but it's dark, and I realize it's blood. It's probably all three of those things. Time stretches, distorts, loops, repeats.
That was really trippy.
You see the text?
I've never seen it do that before.
No, it hasn't done that. Somehow I get home. Somehow I ditched the car and ran up the road all the way to my house. The entire way I try to dial 911 on my phone to get Chase some help, but the buttons won't hold still. I couldn't look at that time, but I know he's lying in a bloody heap in the passenger side footwell. As I stumble towards the house, I realize that the thing is still waiting for me. He jumped out of the car and hid on the porch. I whimper and stare out of the shadows, then I run to the house. I stumble back and forth, the ground sinking towards the window wells like quicksand, sucking me in. I dodge around them, pulling my hooves out of the sinking grass, about to get stuck. Once I get to the back door, I shove my paws into my pockets, but there aren't any keys because I left them in the ignition. I sob again and look around desperately. The longer I hold still, the deeper I sink into the ground. Again, I almost give in, but then I see the treehouse. Like my legs are made of lead, I stumble across the yard, feeling the thing crawling after me. I leap up and cling to the ladder before scurrying up, my hooves slipping on the wood as I feel the tree start to sink as well. I fumble up through the opening, breaking through cobwebs and snorting up dust. I crawl to a corner and curl up, covering my eyes and facing the wall. I beg Chase to forgive me, because now I can't get him help, because now I'm stuck on the sinking ship with a monster. I curl up tighter and tighter, so tight that I become my own source of gravity, my own black hole, sucking up everything around me, stretching it thin, then tearing it apart. It's only then that everything settles. My parents found me 3 hours later, after someone had reported the accident to the cops a few hours after I had left.
Sound effects cutting out is so startling.
It is startling.
It's fucked up.
It's almost as startling as them coming in and like shocking you in the first place. My dad took responsibility for it, so I wouldn't get tested for anything. He made up some excuse about walking into the house because he forgot his cell phone. I guess they didn't wonder why blood was everywhere and why my dad had no injuries. I think they just realized your dad was rich, and they didn't say anything else.
He's so rich that reality doesn't matter.
Must be nice. I realized what happened was just a bad trip, but I don't have any plans to try it again. I guess it helped me discover things about myself. Things I'd rather not have found out. Even now, irrational fears get the better of me, and I'm still paranoid as fuck, like everyone's keeping a big secret from me. Sometimes I'm positive they're hiding the fact that they found a dead otter in the car. Oh, well.
That was distressing.
That was distressing.
He's just absolutely sure that he killed Chase at the time, who wasn't even remotely around. But what if there was a Chase in the car?
Yeah, like the other one.
The goatee-less Chase.
Carl, that was all bad.
Yeah,
that was a bad time.
That was a very bad time. Don't take weird substances in a place that you don't even want to be in. Don't hang out with Jeremy ever.
Yeah, don't hang out with Jeremy.
Don't drive on LSD.
If you're gonna, don't drive at all. If you're doing anything like that, hide your keys, hide your wife, hide your kids.
Wow, old reference.
I know. It spilled out of my brain.
2008 or something.
But anyways, yeah, no, definitely put your keys have someone else hide your keys for you, and then have someone babysit you. Have someone that you like and care about, who cares about you, babysit you.
Yeah, so none of your friends.
Or like, not any of these kinds of friends. No. Like none of these people.
Like maybe TJ or Flynn at
TJ
best.
would be okay. Well, TJ would be okay, but he probably couldn't stop you from doing anything.
TJ would be unhappy that you're doing this.
Yeah, he would. Jenna would probably be the best one.
Or she'd make it worse because she's just like really emotionally like unavailable.
Well, yeah, but she wouldn't let you like walk out of the house or anything. She'd be like, okay, no, we're gonna do this now. Like, she's like, here's a distraction. Come back. We're gonna color. Like,
we're gonna color. Get back in the house, bitch. We're gonna color. That was a short one.
It was intense though.
It's time to hand you a metaphor.
Oi, oi.
I'll never get over that. This is called this, just because of the other game. September 2014.
You think this is Carl again?
I don't know. I don't know whose perspective this is, since it's described from the outside.
Oh, I'm just gonna read it like normal because I want to read this one. Just because I want to say, scales glistening with perspiration, seen through his open button-down shirt, Flynn hefts some boxes down the roller conveyor. The Gila briskly walks over to his pallet jack, pumping it vigorously.
Pump that jack.
He drags his stacked-up pallet of 15 packs of 24-count spring water bottles across the stockroom to the truck's trailer. Dumping the pallet in, he drags the jack back out, haphazardly abandoning it mid-walk as he gets to the clerical counter. He picks up a clipboard, checking off the work he just did, examining the list intently. His tail whips back and forth, the orange splotch patterns looking metallic in the sparse incandescent light.
I whip my tail back and forth.
He's been working overnights at this distribution center for nearly 8 years, and for some reason he hasn't grown numb to it. Such a man. Flynn plops the clipboard onto the counter, patting his pockets with his scaled claws, and pulls out a pack of cigarettes and a lighter. Sean, an armadillo, sees him walking towards the side exit.
Where do you think you're going? Taking my break.
Sean rubs his face with both paws.
Okay. You really doing this tonight? You know we still got 4 trailers left to fill, right?
Well, he just because he...
I guess this one just is written in third person for the first time.
Is he just mad that he's taking a cigarette break? Because he's supposed to be allowed those. Legally.
Well, yeah, normally. But I'm trying to remember, like... the Carl story we just read was written in first person, right? Like, using, like saying I and stuff? Yeah. This feels like a format change, because I don't know who the narrator is.
Well, we'll see if it's anyone. If not, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I like the we're just candidly watching Flynn work.
Somehow.
Flynn pops a cigarette between his lips.
Yeah. We still got 5 hours in the fucking shift. I'll be back. Your shift lead. You know where to find me.
Dude, get off of Flynn's back. He's allotted breaks for this reason specifically. Let him do his thing. Just because he's a shift manager doesn't mean he does not get breaks. That's not how that works. I know because I work in management.
Yeah.
Flynn leans against the building, unlit cigarette in his mouth, fidgeting with the lighter. It sparks over and over again, never igniting. He sighs, slipping the lighter back into his pocket and switching it out with his phone. He scrolls through a few posts on social media, checking his messages, staring idly at his home screen. He perks up at some distant revving. He picks out the familiar pickup truck from across the parking lot, greeting it as it pulls up.
About time. You too busy fapping at the moon?
Oh,
You'd
wait.
like that.
Is this what the armadillo's mad about? He's like, "Are you doing this again?" Like, does he meet up with Leo occasionally?
I don't know if the armadillo knows that much, besides just the fact that he's taking a break. I don't know. You're just lucky I happened to be up. Otherwise, you'd have no one to talk shit to.
Flynn chuckles. Leo nods his head towards the Gila's snout.
Thought you don't smoke anymore.
Flynn takes a cigarette out of his mouth.
Ah, yeah, I don't. So, what, you just like chewing on them?
Flynn clears his throat.
Yeah, actually. Alright, man. It's great if you quit, but you know I don't care what you do, right?
That's not nice.
No,
He lets out a breath.
I'm serious. I quit. I don't light them. It's like... This fucking quote. Oh, it says at the end that it's a movie. Okay.
What movie? Here, read it and then tell me what movie it is.
Wait, no!
What?
I just clocked what it is. It's The Fault in Our Stars.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Flynn, what the fuck? Oh, yeah.
I love that characterization. I love that Flynn is a fan of, or at least watched or read The Fault in Our Stars.
Flynn lost points with me, Flynn.
No, it's great.
No.
Big softy. Watch the cancer movie.
Watch a good softy movie, Flynn.
The Fault in Our Stars is a good book, honestly. It's like, you keep the thing that kills you between your teeth or whatever. It's from a movie. What species is Hazel Grace in this? Hazel
Chipmunk.
and what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Chipmunk and a parakeet.
Because it's the boyfriend's quote. Because they both have terminal cancer. It's a book about cancer kids, and yeah, like the boyfriend has this big dumb metaphor because they're teenagers and they're stupid. He has this big dumb metaphor about like having a cigarette but not lighting it. Like you take the thing that can kill you, you don't give it the power and stuff like that. That's an exact quote. You keep the thing that kills you in between your teeth.
Sounds like a Diane Steele novel.
Yeah.
She like specifically writes romances between dying people like that. She's been doing that for like fucking like a million years. It feels like.
Yeah. That's actually honestly that book is more interesting than people give it credit for, because it got turned into a popular young adult movie, and that makes it immediately cringe, and then it becomes a joke between people that also probably didn't watch the movie, but definitely didn't read the book. I never watched the movie though.
I'm not gonna do either, to be honest with you.
That's really fucking cheesy, man. Cheesy's the only thing that John Green writes.
Flynn pockets the cigarette and shrugs.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just liked it.
Leo rolls his eyes, letting out a sighing laugh. He puts his paw between his head and leans back against the building next to Flynn, looking up at the full moon.
Yeah, fuck you, Flynn, for being sincere once. Never do that again. Never again. Never making that mistake again. Everyone makes fun of you the moment you admit your interests and you have a quote that you remember and you're like... two bros. One of them has like a heart-to-heart moment. The other one just like slaps him in the nuts. Like, Flynn's over here like, it's my thing. Like, I quit my addiction and like I have this like thing that I think about and it helps me. It's like, what are you, gay? Thanks, Leo. Great.
Gay.
Good friend.
Oh my god! Like this is exactly how people actually are with each other. Sometimes it's always usually it's a bunch of dumb straight boys. That
Even you punished him. He's like Flynn's being sincere about his cringy little thing, and you're like, he lost points with me.
I'm not actually there. I wouldn't do that to a person I was having a face-to-face conversation with. Okay, in my head I'd be like, oh, this is fucking lame. But like, I'm not gonna be mean to him if he's being sincere.
This is why Flynn's such a hard ass all the time. People make fun of his real interests.
He's a tsundere, dude. I'm telling you. He reaches over, running his paw softly over the Gila's head spines. The reptile closes his eyes for a moment, humming at the touch. Looks over at the glinting piece of silver on the wolf's wrist, shining in the moonlight. Leo looks too, their eyes locking briefly. Flynn snickers.
Your eyes are weird as hell. You say they're brown, but they always look red in the light. Huh. Yeah, I've been told that before.
Well, I don't think red is an option when you, like, apply for a driver's license in terms of eye color, so it's probably why he just says brown, because it makes a lot more sense. Leo pulls his paw back.
Why do you stop? You know I like having my spines petted.
I never thought I'd hear that sentence before.
Oh, my bad? I'm just messing with you. You're in a really good mood. Yeah, just touch-starved, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, you need me that bad, huh? You want to make cuddles at work a regular thing?
What the fuck are they?
We're learning something today.
Yeah.
Settle down. I can get better tail than you whenever I want. Fuck you. Name the time and place. The joke was that they're gonna do it now, I thought.
Yeah, time and place. Here now.
They just fucking ship baited us so hard with Leo and Flynn.
I don't, like, I can't tell if this is, I can't tell if this is genuine or not, but it's so,
Just two guys sitting at the freight shipping facility 1 foot apart because they are gay.
They laugh for a while. They fall into a comfortable silence, listening to the sounds, looking at the sky.
So, he's graduating in about a year now, right? We're supposed to be having some sort of reunion.
Hope that doesn't go badly. Leo leans back against the building.
Mm-hmm. Jenna and Teach, too. Exciting, right? We'll be a crew again. Just like back then. Sure.
Flynn takes a cigarette back out and rolls it around in his fingers a bit before returning it to his mouth.
You don't seem all that excited.
Flynn keeps it in his mouth as he speaks.
We've had separate lives these past few years, Leo. And a lot has happened, too. Some of it, well, you know, some of it's fucked. Just don't be surprised if it's not the same.
Leo sighs.
Maybe. Either way, though. It'll at least be nice to see everyone again. For sure.
Flynn takes the empty lighter back out. He strikes it once, twice, like the many times he has before, when he was feeling nervous or just needed something to do with his hands. He watches the sparks dance and die, searching desperately for gas, never finding any. It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
He lifts the cigarette out of his mouth.
Like the cigarette, because the metaphor story.
Yeah.
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 Eyes falling away from the wool.
The reveal here is that the entirety of Echo was actually inspired by The Fault in Our Stars. Enjoy.
Wow, The Fault in Our Stars has a lot more like murder and stuff in it than like I thought. He inhales.
And I need to know where we stand, Leo.
Okay, so they are being for reals.
I don't want to get caught in the middle of that shit again. None of us do.
The red wolf's shoulders ease down as he lets out a ragged sigh. He runs a paw up his snout, rubbing his eyes with his finger and thumb. Then he looks back at the towering reptile.
I love you and Chase as friends. Very good friends.
Fuck, you fucking like Chase more than friends, Leo.
That's good enough for me. It's not. It's immediately clearly not, Leo.
See, I wasn't sure if this was like them ship baiting the audience for fun, because that just is something that you do, because there's no way that you'd see two.
This is the funniest possible location to bait shipping.
Ah, that's true. They're literally at a shipping location.
Yes.
The only better place would be like a shipyard.
Yeah.
But anyways, the like I wasn't sure if they were just being like cutesy, so that way everyone in the audience was just like fangirl over like, oh my gosh, I want to see them fuck each other, or if they were actually flirting, because there's no way, like, you know, their flirting was way too intense to just be like normal.
It's a long time to be alone in the desert.
Occasionally I'll see two like male friends talk to each other in a way where I'm like, are you sure you guys don't want to fuck? Like, I don't understand how this works, because I don't talk to people this way unless I'm trying to fuck them. But like there's like, oh no, we're just being bros. Like, do you know how bros works? And I'm like, apparently not, because this makes no fucking sense to me. But like, no, they were actually fucking. I get.
I mean,
this
straight
now.
guys are really weird.
I don't get it at all.
They're so fucking weird.
I know.
It's bizarre.
I know.
They will do the gayest shit for some reason.
And
it's so confusing.
And then I make a joke about like, oh, you guys should just kiss each other because I want to see it. And then they get so mad at me, and I'm like, what? Let me have this.
I don't understand.
I'm shipping you guys. Don't talk about it like that. I hate that. Like, let me have this, please. Flynn studies the determined look on Leo's face. He puts the cigarette back into his mouth. When he speaks again, it's level, almost monotone.
I guess that's okay. If that's all you want. What do you mean?
Flynn shrugs.
Nothing. What?
Wait. Fuck, I didn't like... What did they just say to each other? I didn't think it was gonna end right there, so I didn't
I think it was I love you as friends.
Yeah. It's like, if that's all you want.
That was a surreal encounter. That was weird. I wonder if it was written in third person so you don't know what either of them are thinking.
It's probably very important.
Which is one of the only times they've ever done that. But I'm like, that is not. I wasn't ready for The Fault in Our Stars. I wasn't ready for
for the reveal that they were actually fucking.
Scene.
I really didn't think that they were. I'm kind of sad about this because
I don't know what to make.
I'm kind of sad.
What do I do with that? What do I do with that character? Right? They're just gonna go into Flynn's route as Chase, knowing about Flynn and Leo being up, and also he likes The Fault in Our Stars.
Okay, I got some problems.
He quotes The Fault in Our Stars.
That's the first problem for me.
I love that so much. I'm so happy with that characterization.
I'm a fervent Carl Flynn shipper. I don't like knowing that Flynn and Leo fucked each other because
people get around.
I mean, I know. But
I'm gonna caps lock type to Toaster real quick. Flynn quotes The Fault in Our Stars.
Put in all caps, Stephanie is sad.
Stephanie is sad. I wrote Flynn quotes The Fault in Our Stars, 3 exclamation points, all in caps, then in lowercase, Stephanie is sad.
Stephanie is sad. I
was so unprepared for that. Oh my god.
So like, okay, it's like, I mean, like, I get Leo's like lonely, so he like fucks Flynn, but then also and also Micah, or he used to, that whole thing, like. But like Flynn, like, I guess Carl's just not.
I mean, they're high school, college age. They're fooling around and meeting up with people.
I know, but these are all people that they know and are friends with. Like, if you're just going around fucking other people, it seems like more normal. But it's like, I wanted him to be with Carl. I'm sad.
From what I've seen from a lot of liberated gays, this is really common.
No, I'm very aware.
It's common to have like slept with like 6 of the people in the room you're with right now.
I'm very aware of that. A lot of obviously not my gay male friends, but a lot of my friends in my life are people that I've become friends with because I had sex with them first. I understand this. But Carl, though. What about Carl, though?
What a tangled web they weave.
and it's the fucking Days of Our Lives over here. This drama-rama.
I think everyone in this friend group has slept with each other. Not everyone in every combination. I mean, like, there's a web containing every single character
TJ,
in this
though.
party except TJ. Yes. Yeah. Like, there's a big, complicated chart you can draw that has everyone but TJ in it.
Jenna only fucks Chase in the one route you pick with that, but never at any other point. So if you don't pick that route, hypothetically, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. But if you do pick that route, then all the other connections are still true. Because those aren't dependent on route choices. Chase, so far, has never slept with anybody in a route besides Jenna that he hasn't otherwise slept with anyway.
Well, Carl hasn't slept with anyone.
Hasn't he, though? Are we sure?
I keep wanting that, but apparently not. He won't fuck Chase in the route where I didn't like Chase yet.
I'm just convinced.
Which is the first route we played.
Convinced that Carl and Flynn have been a thing.
That's what I'm really hoping for. I ship them so hard. I don't want Chase. I don't want Carl to end up with his big dicked girlfriend that he has a fantasy about. I want him to be with Flynn.
Yeah, well, that's the ending. Or that's the ending of one timeline, at least.
I know.
As he's dating somebody at the end of Carl's route.
Well, in that one, either that's how that is, or like you guys die, right? Isn't that like the only ending that you can actually end it with is
there's
one
an
where
ending,
he's with a girlfriend?
Yeah, there's an ending where Chase dies. There's an ending where several people seemingly die, and then there's the ending where there's the ending where Carl they go back to college a year later, and Chase finally finishes his project, and Carl's dating somebody, and he's also back in college.
Maybe those are both just a dream, because there's no way Chase ever finishes his fucking project.
It's very funny that there is one timeline where he finishes it, apparently, because it's literally not even mentioned in most of the endings at this point. Like it's just so not relevant to his thoughts anymore.
It'll be like Friday night, and he's like, "Oh yeah, project." And I'm like, "No,
right,
dude, it's too late."
Shit, that thing. Anyway, guys, next time, actually Flynn's route with all this setup. I guess what happened is I think I asked Toaster about the side stories when we finished Leo's route and we were about to start Jenna's, and then the short answer he gave me was just do them at the end. But then the session that we started recording Jenna's route, he went through them all again and gave me an updated list and when to do them all next. Mm-hmm. And so then technically there was some that we could have done before Jenna, but at that point we'd already started like the first few hours of Jenna's route. So then they all just kind of had to get fit somewhere either in after Jenna, after TJ, or after Flynn, because that's what was left. So that's probably why we just did 2 that were about Carl. Yeah, because we didn't pre-plan this part specifically.
Yeah, I feel like most of these are not like super. I mean, it's good to have backstory on
the
like,
TJ stuff
Carl.
Was super informative. Everything else has been just kind of neat gap filling about stuff we mostly knew.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jenna's was kind of her running away was kind of good.
Yeah.
And then I think
it's just what we knew though.
But that whole thing that's just revealed a whole thing I would have never known if not for that little side story.
But no, TJ's stories are excellent. They do a lot to characterize not only just TJ, but also they prime you for what kind of person Chase is in a way that leads really nicely into TJ's route. And you're just like, oh no, Chase is a horny little shit.
And he's never been nice to TJ. Like that's the reveal. He's never been nice
to TJ. Even in the route where he's obsessing over TJ, he has a whole history of having never been nice to him. It's like Chase's characterization's a nightmare.
This little side story, despite me being sad about Flynn and Leo hooking up, was actually very well written, and I really liked it. Like if it was a short story I read about people I didn't know, like it would be like I would be like, oh, that was like nice and well written and pretty sad. Like it's one of those like
also incredibly shortest one so far by like a mile.
But it's like it's good, like it's curt and it's very like I like the abrupt ending. Like that's I like
I like having my head
like
spines petted.
It's like are you flirting or are you joking
I
or
don't like the past tense of petted. It just sounds weird.
Petted.
Yeah. I would restructure the sentence to avoid saying that version of that word.
How about like pet? I like having my head spines pet.
It's like I like it when people pet my head spines. Just change the sentence. I hate the word petted.
I mean,
I don't like
the sentence in itself is one like once again not one I thought I'd hear. Like like having my head spines petted.
Between all the different versions of the art and the descriptions, it becomes more and more ambiguous and hard to judge what exactly is on Flynn's head. Is it hair or feathers or spines? In this art, it's pink.
Once again, he's a Gila monster, and so I can't give any insight because they don't have anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, what does this mean? Anyway, guys, next time.
No. Adios.